DINOBOTS?
Hello, what is up? Alright, there are not many things cooler than robots, and there are not many things cooler than dinosaurs. Which means there sure as hell aren't many things cooler than robot dinosaurs. Which is why everyone loves the Dinobots, and why I am very excited that today we have the new Age of Primes Snarl and Slug Dinobot figures from Transformers. Super freaking stoked about this. As you can see behind here, one of my absolute favorite Transformers is Grimlock, the leader of the Dinobots. I freaking love Grimlock. I have pretty much every variation of Grimlock that gets released. If they make a Grimlock, chances are pretty damn good I'm gonna buy it. So yeah, freaking love Grimlock. Love the Dinobots in general. Love Swoop. Swoop's probably my second favorite, but also love Snarl and Slug here. Big fan. Very stoked about this. This just came out. The Age of Primes is one of the newer lines. To be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure what it is. I think it's supposed to be like the early days of Cybertron, but if that's the case, I don't know why everyone is different colors. I'm not quite sure what sense that makes, but we'll just go with it. So as you can see, we have some snazzy, colorful artwork here of Snarl and Slug. Snarl, obviously, is a Stegosaurus, and Slug is a Triceratops. Some more of that art on the side there. And on the back, actually. Just black and white. There's actually no images of the figures on the packaging. That's interesting. That's not usually the case. But heck, let's go ahead and read this little thing on the back here while we're taking a look. Snarl is never happy and keeps to himself. Slug has a bad attitude and dislikes everyone. Well, I can relate to both of these dudes very much already. Despite their negative personalities, these two Dinobots respect their leader Grimlock and follow his lead. Yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and open this up and see what we've got inside here. So here we go. Fresh out of the box, we got our little dino babies here. I have no idea why I just said dino babies. That might have been the cringiest thing. Why did that come out of my mouth? Why did I say that? Dino babies? Anyways, yeah, here they are. Looking pretty cool. Not sure why old Slug there is kind of Christmas themed. Wait, am I even getting the names right? No, I'm already doubting myself about which one is which. Is that Slug? Yeah, I'm not sure why Slug is like seemingly Christmas themed here with the red and green. Also not entirely certain why these shades of red don't match. I'm sure it's a different type of plastic, but seems a little odd. But whatever, minor quibble. So yeah, let's go ahead and break these dudes out of here so we can take a closer look. These dudes are freaking big, by the way. I did not expect these dudes to be nearly this big. They are every bit as big as Grimlock. I expected them to be quite a bit smaller. Hell, they might be bigger than Grimlock. These dudes are pretty damn big. Like this Grimlock figure is bigger than an average. Let's see here. Here's like the average Transformer line in Perceptor here. As you can see, Grimlock quite a bit taller than Perceptor. He's quite a bit bigger than the average Transformers figure. So yeah, I expected these dudes to be about the same size as that Perceptor figure. Now I'm doubting whether I'm even getting his name right. But yeah, if anything, they are just as big, or if anything, mayhaps even a little bigger than Grimlock. So pretty surprised by that. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I should stop rambling. Let's go ahead and open these dudes up. Alrighty, so here we have Snarl and Slug freed from their packaging. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at each of these fellas. We'll start with Snarl here. Actually, you know, I'm kind of impressed right off the bat here. Huge Transformers fan, obviously, but they do reuse their molds quite a bit. If you start paying attention, you'll see the same torso over and over and over again on different robots. You'll see the same head, they reuse parts in different combinations and different colors. I have not seen this torso. This looks new to me. This looks like a unique sculpt. This looks like a brand. I have not seen this same torso sculpt on any of the other Transformers I've bought at least in the last couple of years. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I definitely do not recognize that. Anyways, we've got this sort of samurai helmet-looking head here. At least that's what it makes me think of. This might be... It looks very similar to the head that's on that Godzilla Grimlock figure I mentioned a little bit ago. So yeah, looking pretty cool. We've got, obviously, his horn sticking up here, looking pretty snazzy, peeking out from behind his shoulders. It looks pretty cool. Again, there is the disparity in the color. Like the shade of red is completely different. Not sure why that is. I thought maybe it would make sense in dinosaur mode, but based on the photos, I don't really see any reason for it. I'm guessing it's just because it's a different type of plastic and they couldn't quite match it. But boy, that's not even close. So maybe that's not the case. Maybe there is a reason. And we will discover what that reason is once we transform him. If we transform him, because I'm terrible at transforming Transformers. If you have seen my prior videos, which you have not, because nobody has, who are you trying to fool? You would know that I am obscenely terrible at transforming Transformers for some reason. I'm otherwise a pretty intelligent guy, but when it comes to transforming Transformers, which are a children's toy, I am completely and utterly incompetent for some reason. Anyways, on the back here, we do have, unfortunately, this like hollow space here where his head flips down when you transform, I'm sure. So that's, you know, not ideal, but how often are you going to be looking at this dude from behind here? We've got these things. Can you poke these out? No, those don't come out unless you move the hands out of the way. It blocks them. So I thought maybe you could have those poking out when he was in robot mode, which would look kind of cool. But nope, that is not the case, but who cares? Not a big deal at all. Obviously, you've got his spines here on his legs. Yeah, all in all, looking pretty cool. Pretty cool sculpt. I like it. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Pretty cool all around. And again, really like the unique torso sculpt there. Along those same lines, the same thing with Slug. I do not recognize the torso sculpt on Slug either. I have not seen this torso before, and I actually like the design. Both of these torso designs I like quite a bit, actually. These are both pretty snazzy. This one especially is pretty unique. The way it's built, you don't usually see this sort of this sort of form with a Transformers figure with like the rounded. I don't even know what words fail me today. I cannot talk today for some reason. You know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, other than that, smaller arms. I was going to say he also has Grimlock arms, but he does not. They're significantly smaller, especially the shoulders. Yeah, looking pretty cool. And then on the back here, I'm not sure what to do with this. There might be a better way to... Maybe there's something you can do with this to kind of hide it better in robot mode or make it less flappy. So I'll have to look into that and check that out. And then obviously you've got the Triceratops head there with the horns poking up. So yeah, robot mode of both of these dudes, I think look freaking awesome, actually. I like these dudes, I like the robot modes more than I anticipated. I did not like the color schemes particularly when I first saw these. But yeah, really impressed with the unique sculpts. Really like that they didn't just recycle other previous molds to throw these guys together. It looks like they actually put some time and effort into these, as well they should for as much as they cost. But yeah, really impressed with these. I think these are pretty snazzy. Way bigger than I anticipated. Never guessed that these dudes were going to be every bit as big as Grimlock. Really impressed with how much of the sculpts are unique to these figures and not just recycled parts. So yeah, looking pretty snazzy all around. I mean, they feel really well made. They're pretty hefty. And again, here's their leader, Grimlock, for size comparison. So yeah, so robot mode, 2 thumbs way up. Pretty spectacular in my opinion. I really like it. Not even really bothered about the different shades of red there. Actually, the more I think about it, if that was all one consistent shade of red, it would probably be a bit too much. It would be a bit overwhelming. So yeah, kind of like it. Kind of dig it. Really like these torso sculpts. Really like this head sculpt. Really like the figures all around. Like the size. Looking pretty snazzy. Do we think I am capable of transforming both of these dudes into dinosaur mode? I do not think so, but let's see what happens. Let's try it, shall we? If this video just ends without you seeing dinosaur mode, know that I failed miserably, and I am sorry, and I suck.